ladies and gentlemen, welcome to VFG Movie Reviews with your host, Tim Williams.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to VFG Movie Reviews, and this is my review for The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. This was... I've ended up really liking this movie, but there are some... there's some tough things in this. I don't give trigger warnings or anything like that because I think that's just dumb. Like, if you can't handle just hearing things, you probably should stop watching shit. Like, is my opinion. But this movie it touches on some honestly weird, creepy shit. So it has Jodie Foster as Ryan Jacobs. We have Martin Sheen as Frank Helmet. We have Alex Smith as Cora Hamlet. Mort Saunders as Police Officer Miglietti. We have Scott Jacoby playing Mario Pastel. And so I'm gonna give you the backstory of her, and then I'm gonna explain what goes on. Well, her father was dying, and he took her away from her mom, who was a drug addict, and a whole bunch of other things. And he knew it wouldn't be good for her. Her dad was also a poet, but he ended up getting cancer. And he sets this all up. He pays rent on this house for 3 years, and like puts away money for her and stuff like that. And then one day he just walks into the ocean and dies. Or kills himself. And now she's living on her own, but she's living the plan that the father made for her. He also said if your mother ever comes back, he left like this arsenic. If she needed to, she could use it. And then that's what brings all this on. Cora, she's the girl who owns this house and in this little small town, and she's like, where's your father? I want to speak to him. And like, she's really like going like you people and stuff like that. She speaks down to him, thinks they're not good enough for this house, and that she's gonna kick her out, and she's not gonna give back the money that they paid up 3 years for, and all this stuff. So she ends up going down in this basement, and she gets shocked by something she sees in there, comes back up. But the basement door is one of those ones that you like lift up from the bottom, and you got to place a piece of wood to hold the door open. Well, she hits it, and the door closes on her and like knocks her down the stairs, and she dies. So now this little girl has to cover up this girl's death. But what she found in there is she killed her mom, and then like preserved the body for there was no decay and no smell or anything like that. So she ends up running into Mario, who she opens up to, and they build this rapport and become boyfriend and girlfriend and all this stuff. And he helps her end up burying the body. But now we have Martin Sheen, who is playing pretty much a pedophile. Like, or just really like some real young. Because how old is she playing? She's playing 15 or 13. I think she's playing 13. She's playing a 13-year-old girl in this movie. This is Jodie Foster. She's playing a 13-year-old girl. Martin Sheen is like imposing his will upon her, basically. And the first part of it's like on Halloween, and he's like just kind of like pushing it a little bit, but then backing off to see how far away he can get with it. And then he ends up dipping out with his 2 kids. And you just hate Martin Sheen in this. Like, I was like, oh my God, Martin Sheen, why did you pick this role? But it shows so much of like the power and what this little girl goes through, and how she's standing her own ground, and she's not going to let these adults bully her around. And I love that. So ends up Mario gets sick and has to go to the hospital because he had pneumonia. and he almost died, and she's like, I'm so sorry. And there is a nude scene in this of Jodie Foster, but it was a body double of her sister. So her sister did a body double for her in this movie, which I thought was kind of cool, but then also kind of weird in a sense, because she is playing a 13-year-old girl, and she is having sex, like her and Mario have sex, and he's like a little bit older than her. So then when Mario's in the hospital, Martin Sheen comes back. He knows her father's dead. He finds some evidence that of the mom and his mom, that something happened to them. And now he's like, I have evidence over you, so you're going to do exactly what I say when I say to do it. And he's laying it on like thick. And then at the end of the movie, she poisons him and kills him and was like, not going to let you get away with this. And it is an empowerment movie to this little girl who's not going to let these adults bully her. She's not going to let something like this happen. And I almost thought when she makes the tea, she was going to kill herself and not let him do this and everything. But she didn't. She kills him, and she's like, once Mario's back, we're going to fucking hide this body and we're going to be done with it. And it's such a cool movie. I wouldn't call this a horror film. I think some people said it's a horror film. I don't think it is. I think it's a drama, and with some deep, deep connotation to it. I totally loved this flick. I really did. This was a fun watch for me, and this is going up there. I think this would be in my top 20 films. I really do. Where does this lie on my 5-star review scale? The story is a 4.5. The cinematography is a 3.5. The characters, I absolutely love the characters. Even the characters you want to hate, you still love them. Are a 4. The design of this movie is really quaint. Everything she wears is really cool. The house is cool. Like, you'll see a lot of cool stuff in it, and you'll appreciate the design. Is a 4, which brings our total to 4 stars. Let me know down below, have you seen The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane? Are you a Jodie Foster fan? Are you a Martin Sheen fan? I want to hear everything, all your opinions about this movie. I really do. This is a controversial flick. Definitely a controversial flick, but definitely a good flick. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, help us grow in 2024. Woo! And I will see you in my next review. Bye.